Next Station Tokyo is the sequel slash remake, maybe, of a game that I played and reviewed in the past, Next Station London. And I like that one very much. So I was going on vacation with my family, went to the friendly local game store looking for games that are small and portable, and that I could also play with one hand, because I broke my hand last month. Now it's in a brace, but it used to be in a cast when I was traveling. This seemed to fit the bill because I remember that the gameplay consisted of drawing lines, and so, well, I could do that. Incidentally, even I am left-handed, and this was in a cast, so I was playing with my... See? Even with the non-dominant hand, you can still play the game. So, the game is a draw and write game in which you will be playing for 4 rounds. Each round you use a different pencil. And so right now I'm going to do this. If I'm playing multiplayer, then I give this to another player. I take the next, and we continue until everybody has played 4 rounds, building 4 lines of different colors with different pencils. It's a flip and draw, or draw and draw, I guess. And so we have this deck of cards here, and they represent different kind of stations that we are drawing towards, kind of special effects. For example, usually you cannot build a line next to another line, but you can if that symbol is available. And as you can see, some have this pink background, some yellow and green. Those are the yellow and green also represent the timer for the game. When the last one, the 5th, is drawn, then that's the last that is drawn in that round, which means not every round will have the same number of cards. So we start a round by drawing a card, and each player will start drawing from the station of the color that they're using. I'm using purple. I drew and it has been drawn for everybody, a triangle, so I need to build from that, from a starting station to the triangle, which is what I just did. So yeah, the first choice is pretty much mandatory. After that, the next, you can choose where to build it. Often, sometimes again you're still stuck with just one option, but you will need to build them from either end of your line. For example, from here with a square, I can build to that square, or I can build to that square. And suppose that I build to that square there. Again, drawing with my non-dominant hand for authenticity. And then we have the next, and that's a circle. And from here, I had to build from here or from here. And let's say that I decide to go there. There's the general idea. We're going to have some cards that are going to break rules. As I said, you have one that will allow you to build next to other things. I showed you that one. This one allows you to branch out. When this card is drawn, you draw another one immediately, and now that means that people must build to that shape and can branch out. They don't have to build straight from the end of the line. And suppose, for example, that I decide to go there. Then I'm branching out and going to the pentagon and going right there. That's it. That's the idea. You'll keep drawing and building based on the cards that are drawn, and then you will score points. Now, you can see the metro or the Tokyo area is divided into different districts represented by these yellow lines here. These are distinct districts. There's another one. Then we have the central town. And so you're going to score points for having a lot of stations in a single district and then going really far. Because you take the number of for each line, say purple, pink, you take the number of districts that is crossed by that line. Right now it would be like 1, 2, 3, I believe, multiplied by the highest number of stations in a single layer. So right now I would have 2 in here, and 2 in here, and 1 in here. Suppose that at some point I had built that. Then I believe my score would be 9. 3 is the number of districts of the purple line, and 3 the number of stations in a single one. 3 times 3, 9. So that's for that. Now, if you are connecting 2 different lines, outside of the central area, so here or here, so on the edges, then you score extra points, and you score 10 points for connecting two lines there. 10 points for connecting two different lines in that square, for example. Each of these areas you can score only once, so if later you connect multiple lines in the same thing, doesn't change. However, connecting more than two lines, so 3, 4, or even 5, anywhere, since it's tough to do, will score you 5, 15, and 30 points respectively. The green line is already printed, and that's why with 4 pencils connecting to that one, you could potentially have a station with 5 lines. Also, you don't want to leave the green line alone, it'd be sad. And so for each station of the green line that is not connected, you will lose 3 points at the end of the game. So that's the idea for the basic game. Play 4 rounds, use 4 pencils, draw lines, and then try to complete as many of these things as possible. That's for the basic game. You also have some modules, basically expansions, that will give you different ways, different points for achieving different objectives. Then you have another module that gives you extra powers. You will need both of these decks here. That means that when that symbol is drawn from the deck, that power comes into play. So for example here, when we are building to circle, we can always branch out. They're optional. You can use one for the extra scoring, one for the extra power, or both at the same time. The game is also 100% solo friendly, which is really why I never played it multiplayer. I bought it thinking of I can do both, but then I just enjoy playing it solo so much. And how you do it? Pretty simple. You play 4 rounds with the 4 pencils. Done. There's also another reason, at least when I was learning the game, with the London game, I would often make mistakes. And say if I'm playing with 4 players, all it takes is one single player who makes a mistake, which is not catched, and then you have to restart. And since I played the London one, and the first couple of times I had to restart the game, I thought, I don't know that I want to put myself and other people through that. When I enjoy the game solo so much, I have no problem recommending the Next Station system, London or Tokyo. I do not know, however, that a person needs both in the collection. I don't know. First, it comes with a pretty nice stack of sheets, so you're not going to end up double-sided, as they should be. So you're going to be good for a while. I just didn't know. I could rewatch my video and go side by side, there's this difference, that difference. From the point of view of gameplay, I didn't feel any different. I enjoyed this one just as much. From the point of view of the experience, I didn't notice any glaring difference that would actually change my experience. So what I said in the Next Station London, which I remember liking the game, so I assume my review was pretty good, should still apply here. This is a game that I enjoy very much. If anything, it feels very similar to the other one, so if you have the other one, well, unless you really like the theme and the topic, you have to decide if you need both in your collection. And if you haven't either, again, go for the one that appeals to you thematically, because I can't see any big difference from the point of view of the experience or gameplay. I remember the nice challenge of trying to complete different mutually exclusive objectives, because there is an incentive to branch out, and there's an incentive to let the lines come together. There's an incentive to branch out and also concentrate. I like all of these challenges. I think the game does an excellent job in creating a nice set of puzzles within very simple rules, as simple as draw a card and draw a line starting from there. But again, with a couple of little twists here and there that I remember as I was learning the game caused me to make some mistakes, which can become a problem in multiplayer. Happy to recommend it as a solitaire game, always so simple, so immediate to set up. Take out a sheet of paper, take out a pencil, shuffle these cards, and you're ready to go. As a multiplayer, well, I don't know how it would work, but maybe one day I'll try it that way and I'll let you know.